Hi guys, I'm the Infamous, and today we're going to be taking a look at Miyabi's W engines, cinemas, teams, and more. Now I'll have chapters so you guys can skip to a part you guys like, but I'd recommend watching the whole way through just to make sure you guys are getting the best out of your Miyabi. Now with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Miyabi is an S-rank anomaly agent, and she happens to be the only anomaly agent, at least as of right now, that scales off of crit like a traditional DPS. Now because of that, when it comes to her signature, that's honestly the only W engine that I can personally recommend for Miyabi. Now the reason for that is because it's giving crit value, a lot of crit rate and damage, as well as giving you ice damage that can stack up to 40%. Other than that, the only real option is Graces because it gives you some defense ignore with pen ratio along with attack bonus, and honestly, that's honestly all you're gonna have because of the fact that you're never gonna have full uptime on the anomaly proficiency. No anomaly W engine in the game, at least as of right now, gives any crit value other than her signature. So if you guys were considering M1 or her W engine, 100% you guys have to go for her W engine. There is no real substitute. You guys could run Weeping Gemini for basic attack percent bonus along with anomaly proficiency with Rainforest, but again guys, I cannot ever recommend something like this with confidence because these are literally half-assed options. There is no other good option other than Miyabi's signature, and if you guys go down to Grace, at least expect a 20% DPS loss. That's how bad it is, so if you guys can, please go for her signature. When it comes to Miyabi's builds, it's actually very self-explanatory because of the fact that she has her own dedicated 4-piece. Now that 4-piece is going to be Blade of Song. Now the reason for that is because the 2-piece is giving you crit damage, which is very good for any crit rate scaling character, and then the 4-piece is giving you crit rate and damage as long as you're proccing freeze, which good thing for her, she's gonna be able to do constantly because she's a ice anomaly character. Now when it comes to the 2-piece, it's also very self-explanatory. Crit damage on top of crit rate is very nice, so Woodpecker would be very solid. Now if you guys are already critting a lot, you guys have plenty of crit rate, you guys can go for ice damage bonus or attack as long as you guys have decent substats. Now personally, I would recommend crit rate no matter what, because if you guys have 2-piece crit rate, you guys can just have more crit damage, so there really is no loss in just playing 2-piece crit rate along with 4-piece crit damage. That's what I would recommend for basically anybody, but again, if you guys want, you guys could run attack percent here, anomaly proficiency here, or ice damage. She's a very universal character when it comes to 2-pieces, but her best in slot is going to be Woodpecker. When it comes to substats for Miyabi, you're going to want to play crit rate and damage just like any other crit scaling DPS. Again, she's more like a crit scaling DPS than a anomaly agent for some reason, so again, try to run some crit value. When it comes to your disc 4, again, go for crit value. It could be crit rate or damage, whatever you guys need. Disc 5, I would recommend ice damage. Right here I have attack because I ended up not getting a single good ice damage piece, but preferably ice damage. You guys could run attack like I do if you guys have really nice substats, but again, dependent on you. And then disc 6, you're going to want to run attack percent if you're running with Yasuo, and if you guys aren't running with Yasuo, then preferably anomaly mastery just so you guys can proc Frostburn more consistently. Now honestly, you can run anomaly mastery either way. Having Frostburn apply it constantly means more disorders as long as you guys can proc it consistently, but if you guys have no problem with your buildup, then just go for attack percent because it will give you raw DPS value. When it comes to Miyabi cinemas, I think you guys are going to be very happy whether or not you guys are new players or veterans because it's just going to make her a lot easier to build. The sheer amount of stats she gets in here is very nice to see. To start it off with Cinema 1, you guys have the ability to ignore defense. It can stack up to 6 times, giving you the ability to have 36% defense ignore. Now anytime you guys use the 6 stacks and then proc your enhanced basic, you guys will give your whole team a 20% anomaly buildup rate. Don't really have to explain how crazy that is. Before we had Yasuo, there was nobody in the game that would give anomaly buildup, so having this is very nice. Maybe other than Seth, but now that you have it with a DPS, especially someone as crazy as Miyabi, this is massive. Now when we go to Cinema 2, you guys are getting 15% crit rate, and every single time you guys start off the battle, you guys will already have a full 6 stacks, meaning you guys are getting the defense ignore immediately, and it also becomes easier for you to build it up because every time you guys do a full auto combo, you guys will be able to get your stacks in there too. So it's no longer just locked to disorders. Full comboing gives you it too. Now a smaller buff in here is a dodge hit counter damage. Doesn't really matter too much, but it is nice to see regardless. Cinema 4 is the first cinema to have 2 sentences, I believe. It's very simple. Every single time you guys do Frostburn break damage, you guys will have it increased by 30%, and now you guys will generate more disciples, meaning you guys can get more ultimates. More ultimates means more ways to build up your passive, and overall it's just going to be very consistent. And lastly, Cinema 6 actually gives you the ability to get a new automatic drawing blade. Now if you guys play Lost Void in the hoyocreators thing, you guys will be able to see this constantly because of the fact that you guys get passives from friendship and things like that. So being able to see this in her E6, meaning you guys can actually use this in other combat zones other than Lost Void, it's actually very nice to see. Now you guys can draw up to to 3 slashes for these occurrences, which is nice because it just gives you more DPS value in general. But the best part about this is the fact that it's just a new combo extender. You guys get to see an animation that isn't in her base kit, which is just nice in general. So again, I would never recommend for anybody to spend on an E6 character, but Miyabi, I mean, again, very strong, very nice character. For most people, I think the stopping point would be Cinema 2, to be fair. When it comes to supports, it's very simple to recommend 2 really good options. One is going to be Yasuo and Asriel, just because of the sheer amount of buffs they actually give. Now, if you guys want a free-to-play support, you guys can go with somebody like Sukaku, but if you guys want a better option, flat out, go for Yasuo, if not Asriel. There is nobody better than those 2. Now, when it comes to a anomaly agent that you guys are going to want to play with her, Yanagi is quite literally made for Miyabi's kit, so if you guys want her best in slot teammate, Yanagi is a perfect substitute. Now, if you guys do not want to get Yanagi and you guys want somebody more off field instead of having to swap, then Vivian or Bernice are great options for that. Now, people that have counter synergy but could still work is somebody like Jane Doe, Piper, or Grace, because of the fact that they play more like on-field DPSs more than anything else. So in general, obviously you guys don't want to have 2 on-field DPSs conflict with one another. Again, it could still work because as long as you're proccing disorder consistently, it doesn't matter. Again, you guys are basically swapping. The only reason why Yanagi works is because her skills proc disorder automatically, which means it's less of a swap, more of an instant detonate. But with somebody like Jane Doe and Piper along with Grace, it's a little different because they're not dedicated off-field DPSs. So again, if I had to recommend supports, Yasuo, Asriel are your 2 options. Best of slots. If you want free to play, go for Sukaku. Your best off-field support DPSs are going to be Vivian along with Bernice. And if you guys want her best in slot support, Yanagi. Miyabi has a lot of options, so just play with whatever you guys have realistically. When it comes to Miyabi's gameplay, it's actually very simple. As you guys can see in the top left corner, we actually have our own unique bar. Now this bar will actually give us the ability to do enhanced basics, and depending on how many bars you have filled, for example, we have 3 balls. 2 balls will be able to give us a basic enhanced. If we do 4, you guys can get an even bigger enhanced, and if you guys have 6, we're gonna have the most enhanced. Now the best way to farm these orbs is by getting anomaly buildup and then proccing disorder. So right now, as you guys can see, we proc 2 disorders, meaning that we ended up getting a full bar. Each disorder will give you 2 balls, and since we procced 2 of them, 2 times 2 is 4, we have a full bar now. Now you guys are never going to want to do your enhanced basic unless you guys have a full bar. It's the best way to get the most optimal damage unless you guys have really low buildup rate, and in that case you guys could use it in certain circumstances, for example killing squishies. But in the best case scenario, you guys are going to want a full bar. Now once you guys are enhancing it fully, you guys will be able to switch off field while doing your full enhanced basic, so you guys can apply anomaly at the same time. Not only that, but as you guys could see a little bit, it has crowd control, which is massive because of the fact that for somebody like Miyabi, she's actually very self-reliant. Now as you guys can see right there, we did our skill and we actually built up the orbs on the top left corner. Not only that, but I ended up doing a enhanced skill. As long as you guys have enough bar, you guys could proc it and you guys will be able to have more anomaly buildup. Now it's not going to do too much, but it's nice if you guys need it. In most cases, you guys are only going to see the regular skill. Again, now we have our full bar. We just proc our enhanced, proc disorders off field, switch back. Now we have another enhanced. She's a very simple character. There's nothing really unique to her. As long as you're proccing your enhanced basics and you guys are having full bars constantly, that's honestly all there really is to that character. Now when you're popping her ultimate, you guys will be able to build her bar passively. For example, if I ult right here, we're going to get 3 free charges no matter what. Now if you guys are popping a disorder or a frostburn, in that case, you guys can see that we'll still build up something passively, but no matter what, bare minimum, you guys will get 3 charges guaranteed. Again, it's very simple. We have 3 charges. We got the frostburn, so now we have 4. I use my skill. I have 6. I go in, enhance basic. Ult with Yanagi, get disorders, then we can switch back because as you can see right there, that's enough. And then we just keep on attacking. That's as simple as it is. There really is no need to explain anything else. As long as you guys can continue that same level of anomaly buildup and proccing that many disorders, Miyabi is arguably the easiest character in the game. Now, one more thing I have to mention is the fact that in her auto combos, you guys will actually have a parry mechanic. As you guys can see right there, I can parry this guy's attack easily. It's nice to see. Also, the fact that her movement, she's a very fast character, arguably the fastest other than maybe Yishuan. So that's also very cool to see. I know a lot of people like the typing advantage, but honestly, you're only going to see that with Frost DPSs, and there's no other Frost anomaly in the game other than Miyabi, but at least we know in the future when another Frost anomaly comes out, assuming that they don't have their own unique typing, it will interact with Miyabi completely fine. So honestly, I'm looking forward to things like that, but other than that, Miyabi's kit is very simple, nothing crazy about it. Now with that in mind, I'm just going to go straight into a fight like I do for every video. Miyabi is a very traditional anomaly character, and the fact that we have a new support dedicated for her is very nice to see, because in general I think it's nice if this character gets more love. She's quite literally the best DPS in the game, so having more love is, you know, just going to be very nice in general. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys in a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to kind of get this out of the way really quick because of the fact that I have a Sunday guide and the fact that I want to try to get this out as early as possible. There's a Yanagi video I have to work on. There's just so much to do, and if you guys can hear the urgency in my voice, it's probably because I'm trying to rush through this as fast as possible. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I personally did a lot. Miyabi's a very cool character aesthetically and everything, so again, I think a lot of people are going to go for this patch, which is part of the reason why I'm trying to breeze through this as fast as possible. Regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.